Alright, what's up guys? Coming to you with a video in the kitchen, showing you guys one of my favorite things to make. Pretty simple, pretty easy to do. You can use it as a snack or you can throw it in with your lunch or dinner. I like to make sweet potato fries. For any of you guys that follow me on social media, I post about it a lot. So I'm going to be walking you guys through how to make these today. So first thing you're going to need is obviously a sweet potato. Not sure how much or how big this one is, so I'll pull up the food scale real quick just to let you know how big mine is. This one's a pretty big one. This is 13.3 ounces, so it's a pretty big one. You'll need some parchment paper, a pan to bake on, some kind of a knife. Make sure it's you're easy with it. Something to peel it with, a cutting board, some kind of a bowl to mix stuff in. I like to use gloves. Just because I use some of the stuff I use kind of stays on your skin a little bit. I use vegetable oil because it's a little bit easier in the oven to cook with, or bake with. Sorry, paprika, garlic powder, sea salt, pepper, and I use a little bit of basil at the end to sprinkle on. Sometimes I'll do oregano, but I'm going to try basil today. So first thing you're going to want to do is go wash off the potato, which I've already done. After that, we're going to go ahead and get it peeled, and then we'll start cutting it up. I'll show you easy ways to start cutting it as well. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so once you get it all peeled, I usually leave these ends because they're kind of a hassle to peel off with, so I usually just kind of take a knife really nice and carefully, cut the ends off so I don't have to deal with them. Throw these away. So the first thing I like to do when I'm cutting it is I'll find kind of a steady base where it can almost sit up perfectly fine by itself. I'll go ahead and get a cut in half first. You gotta be careful because this kind of gets slippery. And sometimes with these bigger potatoes, you almost need to push the knife through like this just to get it through because of how thick they are. It might take a second to get all the way through. I usually cut them in half like this. That way, like I said, they can sit on a base so they're not moving around or rolling around like that. From here, I usually cut in half again. These ones are thick. These ones are hard to cut today. So I usually cut it just about into fours. Get rid of that just for a minute. From here, I'll kind of just almost make... You can get kind of creative with this too. You can make strips. You can make almost like a potato chip looking one. You can make wedges. A lot of times I'll do wedges. So you can kind of do your own thing here. Whatever is easier. It is kind of a pain to keep cutting it. I'm using a new knife today. Well, a different knife than what I'm used to. Sometimes you want to cut them a little bit thinner too if you want them to bake a little bit quicker in the oven. So I'm going to do these ones just a little bit thinner. Almost make them like an actual potato, French fry type of style. Alright, so I just finished up cutting all of the potato. So we got it here in the mixing bowl. So what we're going to do next is you can kind of go ahead and get your gloves ready. We got vegetable oil. We're going to put a little bit in this in here. Not too much, just enough that'll give us a light base. For salt, I don't do a whole lot. I usually just do kind of like a couple shakes of that. I do pepper. I like pepper. Garlic powder, a little bit goes a long ways with this one. Just gives a little bit of a garlicky taste, which I really like. And then we're going to toss in some paprika. This is what kind of gives it that nice red orangish coat after coming out of the oven. Sprinkle a decent amount on because we have such a big potato here. If we need more, we can always go back for some more. I toss the gloves on because that paprika will kind of not stain your skin, but it kind of sticks on there pretty good, so you have to almost wash it a couple times until it gets off. And all we're going to do for mixing it around is just kind of just like this. However you want to do it. That oil is in the bottom right there, you can see, so just try to make sure you get a little bit of all of it in there. And you know, you can see sometimes you might have to coat some a little bit more than the others. But for the most part, that looks pretty good. You can see that they're all coated, have a little bit of everything on them. From here, usually what I do before I do the gloves even is I'll get the pan and the parchment paper ready. But I failed to do that, so it might be easier for you to do that before. So I got a pan right here. Got some parchment paper. Parchment paper is just so the pan stays a little bit more clean. I'll put this down. Take a glove again, just so I don't have to waste all the time washing my hands after. And I usually try to kind of spread them out a little bit evenly as much as I can. So I almost try to kind of come in a line like this. If they overlap a little bit, it's not a big deal. You'll see, like I said, with this size potato, it's just almost impossible for it not to overlap. So we have that. We're done with the bowl. You can go rinse that out. We're done with all that. Done with this. We have the oven preheating to 400 degrees. What we'll do is we'll probably put it in there for about, I usually go about 10 to 12 minutes. I check right about 10 and 11, see how they look. Usually I do 350 or 375, but it seems to never give it that crispy taste. It's almost still like a soft fry. So we're going to try 400 today, see how it goes. And probably give it, like I said, right about 10 to 12 minutes. And we'll go from there. So I'll check back in with you guys when the oven's ready. Alright, so oven's ready to go. Fries are also ready. Sprinkle a little bit of basil. Just a little bit of a sprinkle. Just to kind of top it off. Like I said, we're at 400 degrees. I'm going to throw it on the top rack right now. Close this up. And we're going to go ahead and start off with, I'm going to do 11 minutes. Because I said I usually check right between 10 and 12. I'm going to start it, turn the light on, and I'll check back with you guys here in just about 11 minutes. Alright, so fries are finishing up. I ended up putting a whole nother, I think, 6 or 7 minutes on there, so it's probably a total of like anywhere from 18 to 20 minutes altogether for what I wanted. I like mine a little bit more crispier though, so if you like yours a little bit more tender, a little bit more of like a softer bite, you might want to do about 15 minutes. This is the first time I'm trying it on 400 degrees, but this seems to be pretty okay. I just had to mess around with the how much time I had it in there for. So let's go and grab them out. They definitely look a little bit more crispier now. So I'd say probably about 19 to 20 minutes if you want them a little crispier. And that's what we have right there for the final outcome of this. If you want to, you can put them in a little bit longer, but if you want, you can enjoy them with some ketchup, or you know, if you're big into like cinnamon, brown sugar, stuff like that, you can go ahead and kind of, you know, put a little bit on top, or make some kind of like a spread and dip it into that if you have more of a sweet tooth. But other than that, that's how you make sweet potato fries. One of my favorite things to do, you know, for snacks or just to throw in with lunch or dinner. So try it out and let me know how you like it. If you're on the YouTube channel, give a subscribe, give a thumbs up. If you're on the website, thanks for coming to costofitness.org. Make sure you come back, and hope you guys enjoy.